decided their AP African American history course was laced with CRT. They agreed to strip out the racial propaganda and just teach history. But do you think these people are going to stop? No. Disney's releasing a CRT cartoon. It's called The Proud Family. You can watch it on Disney Plus or on the Disney Channel next month. Now, one episode talks about how Abe Lincoln is an evil white guy.
The Emancipation Proclamation only applied to Confederate states. Union border states were not required to abolish slavery.
So it's true. Lincoln really didn't care about freeing enslaved people.
Actually, he wanted to deport us.
Why are we just learning this? This should be the first sentence of his biography.
So Disney's releasing a cartoon that says Lincoln doesn't care about freeing slaves. The man who died saving the Union, whose emancipation freed every slave in the Confederacy, and whose legacy was the 13th Amendment, emancipating every black soul in America. Abe Lincoln never wanted to deport black Americans. Returning freed slaves to Africa was something the entire country considered, blacks and whites. But Lincoln never supported it. Now, later in the episode, the students' two gay dads get into it, and the black dad scolds the white dad, obviously.
Oh, you understand, love, don't you?
No, I do not understand anything about white fragility.
White fragility? What's that supposed to mean?
You know what it means. You're doing it right now.
Doing what?
Being defensive about race. Robin DiAngelo wrote a whole book about it. Read it. You're on page 39.
But that's just the beginning. The students then go to tear down a statue of the white dad's slave owner ancestor. The cartoon kids were protesting peacefully, but then the evil police showed up in riot gear and locked them up.
We will not stop until that statue of that slave owner comes tumbling down.
Officers, please put these little kids in cuffs, y'all. Audience, no photos, please.
Well, why are you in riot gear? We don't see no riot here.
You're going to arrest our baby. Do something with your white privilege.
Now that looks fun for a Saturday morning. And then the white dad realized how fragile and privileged he really was.
I guess I was so ashamed of the history that I couldn't face it. I wanted to pretend that it didn't happen.
Sweetheart, pretending something didn't happen doesn't make it go away.
I know that now. My. You and your friends helped me see that, and I am eternally grateful. Can you forgive me? I understand if you can't.
What a beautiful lesson. Be ashamed of your history. It's just like every great nation teaches. But it's not the biggest lesson from Disney's show. If the producers want you to learn anything, it's that slaves built America, and you owe their ancestors money.
The descendants of slaves continue to build this. Slaves built this country.
And we, the descendants of slaves in America, have earned reparations for their suffering
And continue to earn reparations every moment we spend submerged in the systemic prejudice, racism, and white supremacy that America was founded with and still has not atoned for. Slaves built this country.
Did slaves help build America? Of course they did. They worked under brutal and inhumane conditions against their will, and if they refused, they'd be broken. But it wasn't just slaves who built America. Slavery ended a long time ago. By 1804, it was abolished in the North. Slavery never spread to the West, and by 1865, it was abolished nationwide. Black slaves only made up 13% of the population at that point, and the vast majority of Southern whites never owned a single slave in their lives. Yes, slaves produced wealth, immense wealth, for plantation owners, and their labor was used to build Southern railroads, Southern ports. But what happened after the 1860s in the entire country? Who built the skyscrapers, the highways, the railroads? Who wired the country? Who tamed the wilderness? Everyone did. Blacks, English, Irish, Italians, Germans, Scottish, Chinese immigrants. We built the country together. No one race built the country. And building the country takes more than labor. When a skyscraper goes up, who financed it? Who designed it? Who managed the project? When you look at Trump Tower and ask, who built that? People say Trump. They don't say, oh, local Union 3. Now, these CRT cartoons are laying the groundwork for reparations. That's it. You get a whole generation of Black American children thinking Lincoln was evil, America is racist, slaves built the whole country, and we owe everybody waving their family tree around to a lawyer $2 million a head. Now, as someone who's 0.1% Black, I might be entitled to a check, but I'm going to put my own financial interests aside and preemptively decline reparations. And it takes a strong person to do that, but it's not that easy for everybody. Horace Cooper